Just about to go inside the cave. It's taken about 2 million years, we think, to create Poole'sCavern. So therefore it's a natural limestone cave. A lot of the caves you go into these days are actually old mines that have been opened up to the public. But that means whatever we see inside the cave today has been made by water. And that's of course something I tell you that people have been doing in there. People have been coming in here since about the 15th century, thinking of it as a tourist attraction back then. At that time, the entranceway was only 1 metre high. You'd have to crawl in on your hands and knees through the mud to get in. You don't have to do that anymore. I don't know if you're disappointed about that or not. It was actually in 1853, the 6th Duke of Devonshire. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Duke of Devonshire, Chancellor's House, yeah? He used to own the land above us. He appointed someone called Frank Redfern as the first cave curator, first person to look after the place. Basically, before then, people coming in and vandalising it, taking souvenirs out. So Frank Redfern's responsible for the height of the entranceway today. It's about 6 foot high. If you're a little bit taller than 6 foot, please watch your head as you go in for the first 20 metres or so. So running through the cave, obviously it goes up and down depending on how much rain we get. If it doesn't rain for another 3 or 4 weeks, this will dry up completely. And obviously it's very strange bringing people in here when it's dried up. You say, here's the Derbyshire River Wye. Obviously no one believes you. But I've actually been lucky enough to be in the cave on 3 occasions when the river started flowing from a dried up situation. One of those times I brought a group of people in here, first tour of the day. And we came right here. I said, here's the Derbyshire River Wye. Obviously no one believed me. As soon as I said that, it sounded like someone had flushed the toilet. The water started flowing towards us, disappeared down here. Everyone thought I'd pressed the button. Any idea what that looks like down there?
The fried egg.
It's a fried egg, exactly right, yes. We actually call it the poached egg chamber. So, or maybe some people think it looks like a stack of pancakes with syrup on top. Yeah? Anyway, this is very strange looking stalagmites we've got here. And if you remember how old the formations were in the previous part of the cave, 80,000, 20,000 years old. Does anyone want to guess how old these are?
Probably.
You think they're older or younger?
Older.
You think they're older? Okay. Any other questions?
I think they're older.
I think they're older because they're taller than wider. Okay, good answer. Yeah. Well, these are actually only 200 or 300 years old. So they're very, very young. The reason why they're in the tall is again because of what people have been doing to the cave. It's done nothing inside, what's been doing above us. Above us is the quarry and digging out the limestone for the last 2 or 3 centuries. We've been burning the limestone to get through lime. What we've got above us is the waste tips from the burning of the limestone. So when it rains above us, the water has to go through the waste tips first, then the limestone rocks are in there. So the concentration or the amount of little crystals in the water coming into this part of the cave is a lot higher than anywhere else. Some of these are actually being measured, they're growing about 1 centimetre a year. And you know you cut a clear mark and count the rings to see how old it is. You can slice these down the middle and count the rings and see how old these are as well. The orange colour goes all the way down the middle, just like a stick of rock. And we believe the orange colour is iron oxide in the soil. You know when you leave a piece of iron out in the rain, it goes rusty and orange. Same thing happens when water goes from iron oxide, turns into orange. And up on the ceiling, these long, thin stalactites, these ones we call straws. It's like drinking straws, they're hollow inside. Very fragile, very brittle. They only grow to about 1 metre in length. Because when they get that long, they can't actually hold on and up anymore, they can crash them down. Whatever they hit, disintegrate into a lot of pieces. Sometimes you might come in the cave in the morning, you might find one on the floor in pieces, pick up a piece, crumbles in your fingers as soon as you touch them. They're really, really fragile. So this is the sculpture chamber that we're in, obviously. Call it whatever you like, really. But as you can see at the moment, it's drying out. If you were to come in here yesterday, it was still being dripped on a little bit, so it wasn't quite as sparkly as this. It only sparkles like this when it dries out. But that obviously means when it's the water's flowing a lot in here, like the river's flowing a lot, there's a lot of water coming down. This is being dripped on constantly. When it's wet, it doesn't sparkle like this. It's just wet. But there is a little waterfall that happens in the middle. So again, I'm just mentioning this to let you know that things do change inside the cave depending on what's happening outside. So if you look at the back of the chamber, you'll see all these loose rocks and boulders. This is called a boulder choke. This is where the roof collapsed about 10,000 years ago. The roof caved in, all the rocks and boulders came rolling and tumbling down here. So that's all this is. The sculpture, the brain, the cauliflower cheese, whatever you want to call it, pile of rock. It's been dripped on and calcified from the back. It's the more curious people that have been back here. They look up at the boulder choke and say to themselves, well, if that's where the roof collapsed 10,000 years ago, there is some factors. 1998, 10 years ago, we did something called a geological radar scan in the Forest above us. On the 7th radar scan, we discovered a huge black area about a mile long. If you think about how far we walk from the entranceway to where we are right now, about 40 miles. That means a couple hundred feet past all these loose rocks and boulders is a huge cave, 4 times the size of the one we just walked through north of the Venus. Once they knew that, they wanted to have a look around and drilled a hole in through the forest floor, dropped in the video camera. If you're interested in what it looks like in the new cave, it's called 7th Heaven because of the 7th radar scan. Take a look in the back of the guidebook in the sculpture chamber page. You'll see 2 photos from that videotape footage. Top one I find really interesting. It's basically a lot of the pillars of columns around the centerpiece. It's very similar to this.